Yeah, I would quit. This is What the Flock Radio's Birds of a Feather. We are an indie music focused show rife with witty, fuck-laden, insanely interesting, and unhinged banter. Our thematic submissions will confuse, infuse, and delight you, while our fascinating fun features fluster, flummox, fulfill, and thrill you. Now, who am I? Well, that's an excellent question. And sometimes I might think, well, does it even matter? But I guess you know what? Because I'm a co-host of this, it does. So I'm the vocalist for the rock band Ascent. That's ASNT. And you can find us on your favorite music platforms by searching ASNT and ASNT Rocks. So why is that important? Because it's a huge part of who I am, and it's what I do, and it's what drives me to do a show about indie artists, because I am an indie artist, as is David, also known as Professor Pea Soup to you folks. But to me, he's David. Now, before we get to who David is, I'm going to do my Who Dat. As I do. So play along with me at home. And David, let's see if you can get this one. This is a toughie, I think. Mm-hmm. I almost starred in the film Seven. I'm a huge fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I named my band by selecting randomly in a dictionary. We were almost named Cans of Piss. I gave myself a hernia in the groin by trying to hit difficult notes while on tour. I've launched my own production house called Single Cell, which released Being John Malkovich. I frequented the Wuck Street record shop where I met a future bandmate. I opened for Patti Smith in New York in 2014. My band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007, and I am the godfather of Francis Bean Cobain.
Oh, gee.
If you get this, you're like a god.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one clue to drop.
That was it.
That I'm thinking Dave Grohl.
That's a very good guess.
Because none of those, I'm waiting for that one thing. Oh, I know that story. Total mystery to me, which means it's probably from after the Stone Age. But Dave Grohl was as close as I got. Who is it?
That's a very good guess. No, it's Michael Stipe from REM.
Oh, I was going to say, because Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I figured, I don't know if Nirvana's in there or not, but I kind of thought they might be.
Yeah, actually, I don't know that
I don't know either. But,
no, they are in there.
So REM is then?
Yes.
Okay, well, that covers Mr. Stipe,
Nirvana
too.
is.
Nirvana.
I can't remember who
I can
inducted
never remember,
them.
yeah.
But yeah. All right, so that was kind of fun, but now that we know who I am and we played my little game, who are you?
Oh, me. Well, I'm Professor Pea Soup, international rock legend, radiant savant, amateur wildlife photographer, the original Dum Dum Boy, the head of the Order of the Brotherhood of the Immaculate Edit, and, if you missed it, I'm the one who said, just grab 'em in the biscuits.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, well, I cannot tell a lie. Actually, that was Shock G via his alter ego, Humpty Hump.
From Digital Underground.
Digital Underground, because as whack, in a reference to the song Do What You Like. So, as whack as my lyrics can be, however, though, I do stop short of promoting sexual battery, which is what that is.
Oh, bummer.
So, folks, be sure you obtain the proper consent before engaging in any biscuit grabbing.
That's true. That's right. I agree.
It was the 90s. You could say that shit, but,
Sage words.
Yeah, sage words, yeah. So now that the on-air talent is assembled, let's create a little content. She laughed at me for calling myself on-air talent. Well, that's what we are.
Yeah.
And producers. So let's create a little content here. That's one thing you really can't get wrong. Anything you put out there, whatever rubbish, it's still content. So
we don't put out rubbish.
Not saying we're rubbish.
We just don't grab people in the biscuit.
So let the drudgery commence, and the biscuit grabbing.
There's no drudgery.
Be on hold.
There's no drudgery.
Oh, does that mean I have to do something? But you just did something. Boy, I already had to talk. That's not fair. See, I'm trying to conserve my voice. You notice I didn't talk to you over dinner. I didn't squander my voice talking to you over dinner because I don't want to be hoarse for the folks and have to resort to Morse code. That would be a drag. And you know what? I don't know why my voice is bad, but there's something I never told you. Every other Saturday night before we do the show on Sunday, I sing in a band. Okay, I sing in a Cannibal Corpse tribute band.
Oh, excellent!
And I'm wondering if maybe that has an effect on my voice, singing death metal.
Maybe.
But it's a short set. We open with "Fucked with a Knife," "I Come Blood,"
perfect,
"Meat Hook Sodomy," and then as a rousing encore, the old crowd pleaser, "Hammer Smashed Face."
Excellent.
That's only 4 songs, though.
Yeah, but it's but you really give it your all.
You
I'm
know,
sure.
maybe that's it. Maybe one of them might have to go.
Yeah,
the show or the Cannibal Corpse tribute band.
I know what I would recommend.
Yeah. Ditch the band, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say ditch the band. I'm sorry.
It's only covers. We're not creating content.
That's true.
This is creating content.
That's correct.
Now, some of the listeners are going like, boy, that's pretty messed up shit he made up there. No, those are actual song titles.
Those are actual song titles.
Those
yeah.
really are.
They are.
The good part is, if you happen to be forced somehow through some mind control program to listen to Cannibal Corpse, you won't be able to understand any of the words anyway. Thank God, And don't look them up, please. But anyway, so I think this is the part where I'm supposed to restate the theme, and I'm looking right at it and going, "Where's the theme?" This is a theme in and of itself, where it's not a cop out at all. We're just being pliant in your hands. That's all. Submitted tracks. You send in your tracks, and we're sifting through them. We are sifting through them as fast as we can. Snicker. That means Christina. This show includes post-hardcore, pop, dark indie punk, and new punk. And my coagulated 61-year-old blood is pumping at the very thought of that. That sounds like a hell of an exciting show. So 90 minutes of me babbling, and it's worth it to hear 5 great songs, as you will.
Well, I don't know if it's just you babbling, unless you've cut me out of the whole deal. Is it just me?
You always tell me to, but you don't babble enough.
I'll work on that. So the next thing we're going to talk about is Finch-worthy slang, which is what we do every time. So for this every show feature, we are challenged to use the selected slang or word phrase as much as possible throughout the show, whether it makes sense or not. And this time it's one you know.
Oh, a good one.
It is stan.
Stan.
Yes. So this is a combination of stalker and fan. If you stan someone, it means you're obsessed, but not in a creepy way.
Not in a creepy way. Oh, yeah.
Not in a creepy way. So stan. So there are certainly some things that I stan about, I will say, throughout this show. So I think you are a huge stan.
I'm a total stan for a number of ladies.
That's true.
But you see, and it's pretty much always ladies, I won't be stan for if the artists are listening to the show saying, should I tune that now, for so I can sleep at night? I'm not going to be standing for any of the artists on the show tonight because I'm not familiar with them yet.
Right.
That will come later, and you won't be aware of it.
But you could start to stan during the show.
But it won't really. I won't say anything.
You're not. But you have to use the word stan.
If I start standing? Okay.
Yeah, come on. We got to do it anyway. Well, during this bird banter, of which we were actually going to have one this time, which we don't normally have a lot of bird banter.
It's been a while.
It's here. So you may find that you stan about quite a few things here. So I just want to prepare you. You prepared?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So this is something that I decided I wanted to do is interesting, weird, and potentially arguable facts about music. So,
about music itself.
About music. So we'll see if you know the answer, can guess the answer, or are completely wowed by the answer. Yes. What was that?
Wowed.
Exactly. So, are you ready?
I'm ready. I've been wowed so many times tonight.
It's
the one of the previous winging. We recorded 2 shows tonight already.
Yes.
Winging it wowed me in a number of ways.
Right? Are you standing over bird banter yet?
No, not yet. I'm not at the stalker. I'm not at the stalker phase.
Okay.
Yet.
Well, we'll see if you get there. All right. So the first thing is, what artist hosted the largest ever free concert?
Largest ever free concert.
Free.
So was this artist like it was a number of bands playing, and this artist was the headliner?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go with Simon and Garfunkel in Central Park.
It is so funny you say that. That is the first thing that came to mind, but the answer is no. It's going to shock you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Rod Stewart in 1993 on New Year's Eve on Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Guess how many people were there?
I'm going to say 120,000.
4.2 million.
4.2 million.
That is the largest ever free concert. 4.2 million people were in attendance.
I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that was probably the largest concert ever. I mean,
free concert. I
don't think anyone's ever had a pay concert for a crowd that big.
Think about like Woodstock and stuff. Yes. So I think the free is key here because Woodstock, I don't know how many people were there, but those kinds of concerts, even the newer Woodstocks that came out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that is the largest free concert, which shocked the shit out of me.
Me too. I
was
never would have
floored.
guessed.
I thought it was Simon and Garfunkel right out of the gate.
Oh, yeah.
So the next one, what is the catchiest song of all time?
This sounds like something subjective, but
it is.
Catchy song of all time.
I said arguably.
Arguably. Well, but you mean besides Walking on Sunshine? No, I don't know.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
Very good guesses. Educated guesses by the professor. I think that makes sense.
But it is sort of a unless this is something that appears on some kind of list or proclamation where people say this is the so and nothing rings a bell about that.
There has been actual scientific work done behind this.
Okay. We have studies on this. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know though.
Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Oh well, duh. Yeah,
people
of course.
Recognize it in 2.3 seconds, which is way below the 5-second average.
Oh yeah. You hear the even without yo, I'll tell you what I want. The riff itself, which is interesting because it contains the exact same notes as the Mission Impossible theme, only the phrasing is different. Exactly the same. But
I'm not surprised by that.
It's so recognizable, even without even the instrumental track. You go, oh yeah, Spice Girls, Wannabe. Love the Spice Girls, as I've said a million times, and that's pretty irresistible. But a lot of their stuff really gets under my skin. I'm sorry. Yeah,
none of them are catchiest of all time, but that one is. So this is an interesting one.
Stop right now. Thank you very much. I mean, there's a lot of songs of theirs. Yeah.
Which European country has the most metal bands per capita?
Oh, no. Metal. It's this Nordic death metal Viking shit. No offense. But there's a lot of bands. No, it's the black metal. Black metal. I'm going to go with Sweden.
That is an excellent guess, and that is the same guess I had. It is Finland with 53.5 metal bands per 100,000 people.
Wow.
That's a lot of fucking bands.
So it's just like every family has someone in a metal band.
I guess so. It's kind of like here, either you're an actor, actress, or you're in a band. That's it.
The what do you call it? The Scandinavia, that whole Scandinavian area over there, they love their black metal.
Well, second place, to your point, is a tie between Sweden and Norway at 27.2 metal bands per capita.
I knew Sweden had to be in there.
And then, because, again, arguably, some people say that metal began in the United States. I know that is arguable, but that's some of the stuff that I saw out there. The United States and the UK are 5.5 and 5.2, respectively.
Wow.
So we don't have a whole bunch of metal band rep here. We're not repping, So I thought that was very, very interesting. Another interesting thing is how many instruments did Prince play on his debut album? And I mean instruments. Some are real and some are used as instruments.
But they're real instruments. I'm going to go with about 9.
27.
27. That was close.
So it's a multiple of 9. Yeah. Excellent. So here we go. On his For You album, he sang all vocals, played electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass synth, singing bass, fuzz bass, electric piano, acoustic piano, mini moog, poly moog, ARP string ensemble, ARP pro soloist, Opernheim, 4-voice, a clavinet, drums, synth drums, water drums, slapsticks, bongos, congas, finger cymbals, wind chimes, orchestral bells, woodblocks, bush trap, tree bell, hand claps, and finger snaps.
Okay, so basically guitar, bass, drums, keys, percussion.
And a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah, but all of which comes under the keys or percussion heading.
So, but he did play, he did it all himself.
I'm not going to lie, I will put anything down there. I have it out on my album credits, Glockenspiel. It's like, what the fuck? Glockenspiel, how ridiculous.
You have a Glockenspiel?
I had a Glockenspiel, and I recorded it, and I did put it on a song before I get rid of it. But, so I put all that shit, too, so I don't blame them for listing 27?
27.
See, I said 9. Apparently, the mic failed when I said times 3. So,
I didn't hear that
so
part.
I knew that. Yeah.
So how many of the Beatles could read and write music?
I don't think any of them could.
That's correct. None. It just came to them, and they wrote it down. A lot of people are shocked by that. They thought, it's just Paul McCartney. None of them.
None of them. Although he, for some reason, I guess because he's the most successful songwriter, he's the one that people always point to. He doesn't know anything about music. That's something you can always throw in the music snobs' faces. It's like, well, Paul McCartney doesn't know anything either.
Right, exactly. He doesn't know, and look at him. And you could do that whole, look at him. So,
and even if I did know all kinds of theory, and if I could read music and everything, I still wouldn't be Paul McCartney. So
who would?
Why don't I just...
Come on. We'll just do what we do, and we'll see what happens. So the last little tidbit that I'll share with you is interesting and shocking. What is the most expensive music instrument sold, and for how much?
Well, I'm thinking it's probably a Stradivarius cello or something, just because it's bigger than a Stradivarius violin. I'll say a Stradivarius violin, and I'll say $2.3 million.
Very good. A Lady Blunt Stradivarius violin sold for $15.9 million.
I was close. Again.
You weren't fucking close at all.
And they all have, you know how I know Stradivarii all have names? I saw it in a James Bond movie. You learn a lot of shit in James Bond movies. Timothy Dalton says it.
So are you saying that I'm daft because I don't watch James Bond?
No, I'm just saying I would be even more ignorant than I would be more ignorant than I am if I didn't watch James Bond. That's all. Timothy Dalton says, It's a Stradivarius. They all have names. He's awesome, man.
Lady Blunt.
Lady Blunt.
So anyway,
that sounds like some gangster rapper's reference to a joint or something. You know.
That's true.
Yeah.
You could start calling anybody out there who smokes weed. Go ahead and just call it a Lady Blunt. All right. Well, that was it for Bird Banter. Just a few little hopefully interesting tidbits about music that are, arguable in some respects and just cold, hard fucking facts in other respects. So anyway, I hope that was a little fun foray into music shit. And now, because we like to get right to it these days, we're going to listen to our first artist. And the band's name is Violet. And the song is New Dawn. They are post-hardcore. And so this is a 4-piece female-fronted Australian band from Sydney. And they released their debut single, which is this single, in August 2022. And thank you for sending that in to us, Violet. We are very excited to play it here. So let's listen in. That was Violette and the song New Dawn. Now, the interesting thing, and I told you before we went off to listen to it, but this is their debut track. I mean, they're a pretty new band, but they're actually kind of lighting things on fire. So what did you think, sir?
Well, yeah, it was very strong, and I'm hoping a lot of the artists tonight don't do two things. They're not theatrical, and they don't sing spectrally, because you're going to be forcing me to say the same shit I always say. However, they did start. It starts out very strong, very confident. That's a word I use a lot too. But it really takes balls to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's very. First of all, we want to apologize to the band for Christina pronouncing your name wrong. I'm quite sure it's Violetta.
Do you think?
No, it might be though. However, we're taking our best shot. I think it's Violetta myself.
Whatever.
But it's
just because you're snooty. You choose to be snooty.
It totally faked me out at first. It started with this sort of like prog pop thing, like 10cc, like Supertramp, kind of, radio friendly, but, very high minded, And then it suddenly there's this howl, the vocal howl,
yeah.
And just a percussive battery.
Hell yes.
And
absolutely. I put here the percussion.
Right.
Damn.
And the vocal, and I believe it's the same singer.
Yes.
Is going back and forth between like this, really radio-friendly rock vocal thing.
Yes. Very melodic.
The guttural growl.
Yes.
And I'm kind of prone to that. I'm kind of biased towards that.
I know you are.
And the vocal, and I never get the words the first time. Only a general feel, because I'm listening to so many things and everything.
Right.
But there's this urgency there and this plaintive tone to it that really kind of makes it relatable. And I really dig that little break there where it's like, well, there's this male spoken word
yes.
thing, and it sounds almost like radio, TV kind of thing. It's like, phased a little bit removed. A lot of it has a kind of an Evanescence sort of feel to it a little bit. And after that break, it comes back, ends really strong with the big voice, the big boom. And it's a very impressive track. Nicely done, Violetta.
Yeah, I love the melodic. I think the growl was pretty melodic as well, which I really like. And then the harmonies came in.
Not Cannibal Corpse. Yeah.
No, I really like it. I liked that it just kind of kicked the shit out of me the second it started. And then that percussion, like you said, just came in and beat the shit out of me again. It's chaotic and powerful. I like that there's a certain level of chaos in there, right? And I don't know what's coming next, which is great, because I hate it when songs have a formula fill, right? I don't like that. But I love female vocals in general, but certainly on post-hardcore music, I so dig it. It's something that you don't expect, sadly, but I want us to make it more common, and people like this band are doing just that. I think it's accessible yet turbulent, and I think sometimes that's really hard to get to. And it's got a lot of smart sounds in it, a lot of smart use of not only vocals, again from the spoken word part, but then also just a good use of going from one kind of movement to the next. I really liked it. And I think the great thing about it is it may change people's mind about post-hardcore if they hear this, because again, that accessibility is there, where in some other post-hardcore it is not accessible. So I was totally excited. I'm so happy that we received this track as a submission. Please keep sending them in, not only this band, but all bands. I mean, you're hearing this. You have friends in bands. Tell them to submit. We listen to every single submission.
She does.
And I loved this track. I thought it was great. And if you liked it too, or loved it, go to Facebook and you can find them at We Are Violette, which is VIOLETTE. So I say look them up, follow them. Four-piece, let me try that again. A 4-piece band from Australia. Love it. And you know what? We may have another band from Australia coming up later through no fault of my own this time. I know that's weird because we did a whole Melbourne.
We did a whole Melbourne, exactly. G'day, we did.
Yeah. I knew you were going to have to do that. They're going to stop listening because we do that.
They know.
Don't say Bob's your uncle. We're done. They're going to...
They'll be gathering evidence for a class action.
They really will. All right. Well, I now turn it over to you, David, to do an amazing thing called Hawkward Lyrics.
Yeah, about that. This is the part that will come to be known as Featuregate, where despite the fact that I have already done a very lengthy History Strikes Back, I'm still being called upon to do a feature. Not just one feature, 2 features.
Do not apologize for it. Just, you own it. Own it.
No, I'm not apologizing. I'm this is a grievance,
Wow, you picked this.
All right. I did. Well, yeah, that you let me do anyway,
Hey,
pick your poison.
That's right.
All right, and this is Awkward Lyrics, and I was allowed to choose it. And for this feature, we weigh in on nonsensical, strange, crazy, or bullshit song lyrics. And
those are plentiful.
Those are plentiful, are they not? Yes, they are.
So many. And I just want to make sure you all know that he's allowed to pick whatever he wants. He's only elected to start picking recently.
Yeah, well, back in the beginning, she assigned him. Our collective bargaining unit got us.
The union, you've unionized?
The union of one got us a little bargaining juice.
Yeah,
so
the
we
on-air talent has been giving me some grief on the side.
Yeah, on-air talent. Sometimes on-air talent gotta clash a little bit. Anyway, Awkward Lyrics. So, what would you get if you threw a dictionary into a wood chipper?
Oh shit!
Well, you'd either get a Wiz Khalifa lyric or my escape mental patient notes, a.k.a. the canned narrative that I'll be using to try to navigate this feature. So, be gentle with me because I'm at the mercy of my fickle scribe dictation, and I will try not to subject you to his foolishness. I'll try and edit it on the fly here. Anyway, so the song. Now, I'm a God-fearing man, and I have no truck with the devil, but within certain parameters, the subject of the diabolical one can make for a clever and entertaining lyric, on occasion. With certain parameters, which means, I'm not a fan of Venom, for example. But there are a number of fine songs which even feature the Prince of Darkness in the first person as the narrator, such as Alice Cooper's I'm the Coolest, Black Sabbath's N.I.B., and Lord of this World. And, of course, a timeless classic by their satanic majesties, the Rolling Stones. Of course, I mean Sympathy for the Devil, but this time the narrator is not Satan himself, but merely someone who likes to party with him. And I can't think of a better way to start off an album recorded in Jamaica called Goat's Head Soup with a charming insert photo of that very special dish and adorned with creepy-ass pictures of the band members wrapped in nylon than with a song called Dancing with Mr. D. Every note, every syllable, every sound effect, every dubbed-in scream is pitch perfect for taking you outside of anything like the normal world. And this is not one of those relatable songs at all. Boo-hoo, you broke my heart. Or let's go out and party and rock and roll and get laid. Nah. Wasting no time in establishing the creep factor, the first line gives you an indication of what you're in for. Well, down in the graveyard where we have our trysts. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have trysts in graveyards myself. I never did, actually. And this is clearly not some teenage shagging situation. Witness the entire first verse, and we'll see if Dancing with Mr. D warrants the label of crazy-ass lyric necessary to land it in this feature. Well, down in the graveyard where we have our tryst, the air smells sweet, the air smells sick. He never smiles, his mouth merely twists. The breath in my lungs feels clinging and thick. But I know his name, he's called Mr. D. And one of these days he's going to set you free. Human skulls is hanging right round his neck. The palms of my hands is clammy and wet. Lord, I was dancing, 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 so free. Repeat, repeat. Dancing, Lord, keep your hand off me, dancing with Mr. D. I mean, damn, dude.
Holy fucking shit.
I know, it's like, what the fuck?
Oh, my God.
And to hear the music of it. Dude, your idea of a Friday night celebration is pretty out there, okay? And I can hear the backing vocals, with Mr. D, in my head now. It is just freaky. Just how twisted and all-consuming is their embrace of evil comes in verse 2. Will it be poison put in my glass, or will it be slow, or will it be fast? The bite of a snake, the sting of a spider, a drink of belladonna on a Toussaint night, hiding in a corner in New York City, looking down a 44 in West Virginia. Now, apparently our batshit crazy friend doesn't seem deterred by the prospect of a violent, horrible, and perhaps even protracted death.
Jesus.
But very cleverly, the lyric shifts back because those things from verse 2 are, relatively speaking, rather pedestrian. Dying of poison, getting shot, unremarkable locations.
Well, I don't know how you're going to die. Seems less pedestrian than one might think. I don't know.
But we started out in a graveyard, and that could happen anywhere.
That is straight up fucked
up.
Of
course, and we're still there.
The first one.
We're getting the nightmarish momentum started in the first verse. The third and final chapter stuns us with its most horrifying imagery, courtesy of some masterfully evocative writing. There's no getting around that. A grimacing devil with a human skull necklace. That's Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood compared to this next bit.
That's some voodoo shit
That's some voodoo shit, and it gets worse. One night I was dancing with a lady in black, wearing black silk gloves and a black silk hat. She looked at me longing with black velvet eyes. She gazed at me strange, all cunning and wise. And it's like, wait for this. I saw the flesh just fall off her bones. The eyes in her skull was burning like coals. Lord have mercy, fire and brimstone. I was dancing with Mistress D. Mistress D now. And, you know, the song takes its time fading out with many refrains of dancing, dancing in those haunting voices. And all of Mick Taylor's guitar noodling only adds to the voodoo-like trance, whereas you would expect it to, like, normalize the whole affair, but it doesn't. You would never picture a band in a studio while listening to this track. It's not what you think. It's as if you're witnessing the frightful scene. It's as if you're witnessing the frightful proceedings at just safe enough distance where you can cut and run. One review described it as a funk-induced song, but it really owes a lot more to voodoo than anything else. The only thing funky about it is the smell of the graveyard air. I mean, it's not a funk track at all.
Smells sick.
Sweet and sick.
Yuck.
And ever since the 70s, I've been playing this song before going out to a rock show, and I have the slightest idea why. You know, it seems so counterintuitive, but I always do. Even when I went to see Ascent last week.
Oh, my.
That was very nice.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being there.
Triumphant return for Ascent at the Doll Hut, the very place where we met.
Yes. Almost, 4 years? Oh, wow.
3.5 years ago, or close to 3.5 years ago.
Yes.
And same place we met, and first show in a long time, and I was there. And it was,
Hell yeah.
It was pretty badass.
It was badass.
Had a great night. Stayed for 3 bands that were just terrific.
Hell yeah.
Now, I'm not encouraging you in any way to have concourse with the devil, but I really do recommend this song for a bit of spooky fun.
Hell yeah.
And I think it's a stroke of real genius where it goes next. Because one thing that makes a great song even better is placement. Album order is such an art. It really is. I would say this all the time. This is a superb example. From a wholesale embrace of evil to a longing for purity, from that ghastly freak show that we just saw into my all-time favorite Rolling Stones song, bar none, 100 years ago, which is very human, very relatable tune consisting of the musings of a man saddled with adult responsibilities, unlike me, wistfully recalling the simplicity and innocence of youth.
Well, that's why the other one is fucking awkward, because that is some awkward shit. But this next one is normal.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's just,
and
the main focus is the awkwardness, which is totally awkward.
It is so awkward.
But to go from that and to go into the second verse of 100 years ago, Mary and I, we would sit upon a gate, just gazing at some dragon in the sky. What tender days, we had no secrets hid away. What seemed about 100 years ago. Now all my friends is wearing worried smiles, living out a dream of what day it was. Don't you think it's sometimes wise not to grow up? I mean, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's not awkward.
No, it's so beautiful, but coming after Mr. D, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, the really fucked up stuff.
Poignant and easygoing tune, but which still twice breaks into a bunch of unleashed screaming and wild guitar solos for some reason. Now, the rest of the album doesn't follow at all in Mr. D's footsteps. In fact, most of it is pretty normal and about reasonable matters, even though there's a sort of mystic quality to a couple. And side one even ends with that weepy relationship standard, Angie of all things. And no doubt you know that one. But I fear many of you Utes and younger folks out there, your idea of the Stones is, if you stop me up, I'll never stop. I mean, that kind of thing. And I'll never be a beast of burden and so forth. But believe me, this is a phenomenal band. It has turned out some incredibly shrewd tunes with razor-sharp lyrics. If you beat the bushes a bit, figuratively speaking, just don't actually go out stumbling off in the beaten path and accidentally break in on somebody's tryst. Okay?
Ew.
Take it away, kid.
That is some serious awkward shit. I have heard that song, but I never dove into the lyrics, and they're awkward as fuck. But I like that kind of dark, weird shit, so... Reminds me of the poetry I wrote in my youth. So,
oh, that's scary.
Yeah, but I didn't write about, like, doing anything, you know, sexual in a graveyard. I did not.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so it's good. Well, from that to a band called Oratique or Oratek. I don't know. Oratique? I have no idea.
My take was Oratek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I don't know about your take, but I like it. The song's name is Paradigm, which I love, and they are new punk. They're a 5-piece female-fronted Australian band that released their debut single in October 2022. They're also from Sydney, so I have a feeling that Violet also...
the two unpronounceable bands
You probably play together a lot. So absolutely a great, great track. Again, I cannot wait for you to hear this, David. Again, another one that's going to kick your ass.
I don't.
So that was a kick-ass fucking track called Paradigm. I am telling you, this singer's voice kicks so much ass, I can't even handle it. I mean, in the delicate, quiet parts, it's perfect. In the loud, screamy parts, it's perfect. I love, there's like a doubling of vocals at the very beginning, and then that screaminess, then these harmonies. The percussion and the bass are so fucking tight, I can't even handle it. The screams, the guitar, the synthy sounds that is weaving itself throughout this entire track. And I am over the moon about the break and then the kick back in, and then there's screamy vocals, and it's just perfect there. And then I thought, oh well shit, this track could not get any more perfect. And then the very end, the airy and creepy break at the end that allows this singer the space and the time and the freedom to just break out and do what she does best. I am an absolute stan for this band. I'm telling you right now, I am seriously fucking stanning.
Yeah, definite case of standing here too. Because first, I want to thank the Oratech vocals for not being spectral and not making me say that. and not making me say theatrical either, although that kind of is true. She used a phrase there a couple times that my first reaction, because we were switching over to the speaker, and all of a sudden it started to blast, and I said, wow, that's pretty ass-kicky, which is exactly what it does. It barrels along with this like Metallica-like ferocity for a while, but then the vocal, it's like, for anyone who's ever seen the footage of the rehearsal, which actually worked out, of Metallica with Lady Gaga doing Moth into Flame for the Grammys, that gave us a hunger for her to do that kind of thing, for her to put out a hard rock album. And this is what we imagine it might sound like, because it is melodic, but it's metally as all fuck. And she does even turn on the growl occasionally. Mostly the vocal is clear and beautiful and so strong, but the growl comes out once in a while. And it reaches a pitch that's absolutely frightening. But then, as if to strip it away to show us this is a real beautiful song here, just like seeing Nirvana Unplugged or something, the instrumental brutality just falls away and allows her, as you said, the end, to do this kind of like Broadway aria ending thing. And you go, wow, that was like a really masterful way to wrap this thing up. Extremely impressed. Total Stan situation happening here with the Oratech, I assume, and Paradigm. Beautiful, beautiful work.
Absolutely. I just, as a female vocalist, that's one of those where you hear her sing and I'm like, ah, shit. Again, to quit or not to quit, that is the question. When you hear a singer that good, you go, well, fuck. But I am just totally standing. I will always be standing. Please continue to send in your tracks. We love new punk, post-hardcore. We love it all. So send it on in. So thank you so much. You can find them, because I know you're going to want to. You can find them on Facebook at AURATEQUESYD for Sydney. So, my God. Okay. I need a break from all kinds of kick-ass music because I just can't handle it. I'm going to be standing so damn hard. Now we go to a feature that I know you all love, and it's called Various Songbirds. And for this feature, we name lines from songs to see if we can stump each other. And this time, I go first. And this is a lightning round. We always do lightning rounds because we don't want you all to fall asleep. So are you ready?
Yeah, and I'm wondering if oats are going to be felt on either side. You had a real clobbering spree winning streak last time.
We shall see.
Okay.
It won't be long, yes, till you're alone. When your lover, he hasn't come home.
And why is that? It's because he's loving, touching, squeezing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Journey, the boys of Journey. Nice choice. That song is so wicked,
but I love
man.
Journey, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
come on.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Good one. Good one.
Right,
wow.
Good one.
And, lyric, don't feel bad. I mean, we all have these distinct things that don't stick in our heads that we just don't retain. And with you, it's song lyrics. And with me, it's pretty much anything relevant,
Interesting.
Although I can learn relevant things and remember them for decades if they're presented in song lyrics.
Now, I will say the only problem that I have with that is that you pick song lyrics I would not know to bands I hardly know.
You do know them, though. You don't.
I know them, but that doesn't mean I know every fucking word of every fucking song if they're from the 70s.
All right.
We'll see.
I do believe you'll get all of these.
All right, I'm
Another
excited.
perfect winning streak like last time. I would say that these were given to you like prizes in a Cracker Jack box, but tearing the cardboard and digging past the candy-coated popcorn and peanuts would actually be much more challenging than this is going to be. So, all right, here we go.
All right.
I work all day to get you money to buy you things, and it's worth it just to hear you say you're going to give me everything. So why on earth should I moan? Because when I get you alone, I feel okay.
Sounds kind of familiar.
I shouldn't do this band. For some reason, we always stump you on this one, and I'm not trying to. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you holding me tight. Tight, yeah. Shit. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you holding me tight.
It's Beatles.
Tight, yeah. It's been a
Hard Day's Night.
Yeah. Sorry, I really, really, really thought you'd get that one.
Yeah, I mean, I know the basic lyrics to that song, but I don't know every lyric to every. I know you're a huge Beatles fan, and I am too, but not. I don't lyrically delve into every song like that. But yeah, I probably should have got that, but I just don't know them.
So sorry.
That's all right. No problem. That's the name of the game. All right. Now, I picked ones I thought you would know.
So did I.
Heard that before.
Your accuracy in this estimation is obviously superior.
So, brother thought his wife must have left town. So he went home and finally found the only thing Daddy had left him, and that was a gun.
Uh-oh. I think you got me. I think this is your revenge. Brother what? What did brother do?
Brother thought his wife must have left town.
Uh-oh. Go on.
So he went home and finally found the only thing that Daddy had left him, and that was a gun.
I quit.
You know this. I know you know this.
Of course I do.
That's a night that the lights went out in Georgia.
It seemed too obvious because we've talked about it a million times, and I'm trying to remember. Is that one of the lyrics?
Yep.
If the man was a gun. Oh, I'm dying that I didn't get that.
That's crazy.
I thought that can't be it because that's too obvious.
That's so crazy. Damn it. All right.
Okay, well.
Damn it.
All right.
Sorry. I thought that was a shoo-in.
No, I know.
Well, same with Hard Day's Night. I just thought that was a shoo-in.
I wonder if this one's going to bust here. I used to hurry a lot. I used to worry a lot. I used to stay out till the break of day. Oh, that didn't get it. It was high time I quit it. I just couldn't carry on that way.
No fucking clue what that is.
Shit, really?
No idea.
No, it was like played on the radio like every hour on the hour.
Now?
Well.
Oh.
Then and well now, kind of, it's around a lot. I used to hurry a lot. I used to worry a lot. I used to stay out till the break of day.
Yeah.
What's the song?
In the long run.
The long run. Oh, I'm sorry.
But the thing is again, I don't know the lyrics. I mean, I know it's weird because I can be like, I don't know all the lyrics. Wow. It's tough. Lyrics are tough, depending.
I know, but I'm sorry.
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so was that 2 strikeouts for me? All right.
And I'm not hopeful anymore about the others either. So, okay.
Great.
Sorry.
Okay, come on, Angel. My heart's on fire. Don't deny your man's desire. You'd be a fool
to stop this time. Spread your wings, let me come inside. Because why? Because tonight's the night. Rod Stewart, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I knew you'd get that.
Well, I got 2, right?
That's
I missed
2.
one. Okay.
But you should have got that one. That's your song.
Well, actually, I should have got what one?
The night's one.
I know.
That's your jam.
Total disgrace. Mine is some disgrace.
Well, no, if it was the Beatles, that would be disgrace for you. But it's no.
No, that's the song. I mean, I talk about it all the time.
We love that song.
Okay, let's see if there's any way to get past the candy-coated popcorn and the peanuts. I still remember that jingle. Candy-coated popcorn, peanuts, Enterprise. Anyway.
No idea.
Cracker Jacks had a jingle. I think Barry Manilow wrote it. He wrote them all.
That's unfortunate.
Anyway, here, you'll know this one. Tonight the music seems so loud.
It's Careless Whisper.
Thank you. There we go. See, I expected her to react to all of them like that.
That's George Michael. Yeah. I mean, that's Wham.
Wham, thank you. It's Wham.
That's one of my favorite. Well, it's actually George. I'm a pro on this. Yeah. That's a George Michael solo track that was attributed to Wham, but it's not a Wham track.
Oh.
It appeared on Make It Big, but he considered it a solo track.
Oh, it appeared on Make It Big, so
yes.
That kind of makes it a Wham track.
But it's not.
Okay.
Which is very strange.
But that's really the most powerful part, and I said, I'm going to go with that. And tonight the music seems so... I know she's going to get it then. Okay. So now, humiliation is mine.
No, I don't think so. You got 2 already.
Okay.
Never more to go astray. This will be the end today of the wanted man.
Now, this is album rock's song only. This is not something that the general populace knows.
That's not
top
true.
40.
I love this. This band is so popular.
This song, I hear this song playing on playlists and where
everywhere.
Young people hang. It's a fantastic song called Renegade, Tommy Shaw Renegade by Styx.
Yep, I knew you'd get it. So that is 3 out of 4 for you. See if I can redeem my whole existence and my reputation.
Yeah, let's
as
hope
somebody who likes music.
Let's hope this is not a complete rout here. All right. Again, my belief is that with the long one, I started with the first lines. I think
now that you say that,
yeah,
hello.
Careless Whisper. It's not.
No,
but with
it's
some
not.
songs, the first line is the definitive line.
That's right.
Such as. She packed my bags last night, pre-flight.
Elton John, Rocket Man.
0 hour, 9 a.m.
You're right.
Elton John, Rocket Man.
Yep, I mean, I hear it.
Now, of course, I'm convinced that any real Rocket Man worth his salt would say 0900 hours. But
probably.
Instead of 9 a.m., but, he's a British Rocket Man, so I'm sure he's courteously dumbing it down for the hoi polloi.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, yeah. So, well, I figured triggering first lines. But,
all right. So what did I get? 1 right?
Two
right. Okay.
Wait. What was the other one? Maybe maybe it wasn't 2 after all.
Fuck if I know. Oh, Careless
you
Whisper.
got Careless Whisper. Yeah.
I got it like in like 1 second.
George and Elton, man.
I mean, come on. What more do I need? You know?
They're forever linked in my mind because George did that absolutely fantastic version of Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me.
I can't. I still can't believe George is gone. Anyway. All right. So, wow.
I almost said they're both gone. It's like, wait a minute, Elton's not
whoa,
gone.
hey, whoa.
He's on tour.
He's gone on tour.
Yeah, he's gone on tour is what I meant.
George Michael is gone. Right. So the next artist is Faith Marie, which reminds me of your friend Diane Marie. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, Faith Marie. And this song is Nevermind, but it actually is NVM, but it's Nevermind. And I thought NVM, little nondescript, so I went with Nevermind. This is a pop singer-songwriter from L.A. Hell yeah, right here. So I'm hoping that maybe we can go see her perform sometime. So let's listen to Faith Marie doing Nevermind.
Will they understand? It's the question of a lifetime, trying to find the right words. But what if they don't care? Never mind. Dealt with it myself, hiding in the bathroom, wearing long sleeve shirts, scared of what I might do. Never mind. Seems to hear you say it loud. Then they call you crazy, then they call you crazy. Quietly I battle with myself. Days are getting hazy, days are getting hazy. No one seems to notice when you're down, unless you are bleeding, unless you are bleeding. But sometimes the worst ones are the ones you can't see, are the ones you can't see. Never mind. Do they understand? I'm begging for an ally. Think I'm just confused. Blow it off, it's nothing new. Never mind. Little do they know, the murder of my right brain, it still has me grieving. Take these pills for sleeping. My world is turning black and white. No one seems to hear you say it loud. Then they call you crazy, then they call you crazy. Quietly I battle with myself. Days are getting hazy, days are getting hazy. No one seems to notice when you're down, unless you are bleeding, unless you are bleeding. But sometimes the worst ones are the ones you can't see, are the ones you can't see. Never mind, never mind. If life is but a dream flowing gently down the stream, then I'm caught in the rapids, leaking boats and broken things. Merrily, merrily swimming towards the shore. A voice they said was harmless only threw me overboard. If life is but a dream, nothing but a dream, then I just wanna smile in my sleep. Merrily, merrily, nightmares all the time. No one hears the screams, just wave as I float by. Down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 merrily.
All right, so we just listened to Faith Marie with a song called Nevermind, or NVM. So I love Love the low harmonies, and it sounds like a distorted vocal, right? There's a little bit of distortion. I want to know what she is putting her vocals through because I absolutely love it. I love the effect, and I love the harmonies. There's like these ghostly like echoes that just got me at the very beginning. And what's weird is it's this very positive kind of elevated pop tune, but then there's those ghostly parts. And again, it makes sense with the Nevermind. You hear those little kind of very faint but ghostly vocals. I mean, what did you feel about those? I mean, do you hear the same thing I heard?
Yeah, and I I've been trying to avoid saying spectral, but you said ghostly. Thank you for that. But the music was actually kind of spectral this time out. And like you said, it has this distorted, slight echo, hollow kind of thing. You can picture yourself being in this big, stark, white, almost like sanitarium type thing or something. It really has this spooky haunted house kind of a sound to it.
Kind of like a wind-up doll feel. I don't know. There's something
it has
creepy
that,
about it.
It has that ding, 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 that toy box.
I love it.
Almost like a mocking. And when you take a childhood song that everybody knows, Merrily, Merrily,
so creepy.
Row, row, row your boat, and say Merrily, Merrily, nightmares all the time.
Yeah, so creepy.
It is so creepy. It is so. It's like one of those Alice Cooper kind of nightmare things, and I loved it. It's a great vocal, excellent vocal, and the arrangement is terrific too.
Yeah, I loved the piano. I feel like it's such an earworm. It's just it adds that creepy element, but then it repeats, and it just really stuck with me. And the drums and other instruments, it sounds like things are programmed, but this expert programming, expertly done. And I will say, to me, this is like Billie Eilish meets Taylor Swift meets Katy Perry when she first came out and was better than she became later. I just hear a lot of really great things in this. And I love Billie Eilish and I love Taylor Swift. So I'm really loving this. And it is so catchy and it is so good. I was so excited to receive this as a submission. I believe it's from her record company or something, but it was just amazing. So if you liked what you heard, and it doesn't make sense that you wouldn't, so go to Facebook and find her at Faith Marie Official.
Oh, and what is this? It looks like a feature.
Where's the surprise?
That was genuine. That was a genuine surprise. It shouldn't have been, but
no.
I don't know why I was taken aback by that.
It's very weird.
All right. Now is a feature we've done a few times before called Dunocket Teal You Crow. Hopefully you can figure that one out. You can kind of decrypt that one there. For this feature, we tell you the origins, inspirations, and creation of popular songs. As much as I intended to eke by with the bare minimum, considering the workload that's been placed on me this week, the things seem to have gotten out of control.
There's been no workload.
So basically what we're going to have here is the Hindenburg blowing up, landing on a train, causing it to wreck, then floating out onto the Titanic and sinking with it. This is a disaster they'll be talking about for centuries, but we'll try to keep it brief. She's going why do you do that?
Why? In
the annals of classic rock, there are few songs more played by radio stations and basement bands way out of their depth, and I know this firsthand, than the 1972 Deep Purple masterpiece, Smoke on the Water. Low-hanging fruit that's actually touching the ground.
Yeah.
But I was trying to take it easy. I did actual work on History Strikes Back, so rather than dangerously overload myself, I picked something easy. Now, this is one that, once you crow, the lyrics become kestrel clear. In fact, I almost did it as a kestrel clear, but I thought, no, you have to crow first. So, you imagine somebody skipping around the dial and finding this, thinking, what kind of code are they using,
Yeah.
I mean, are they foreign agents? I'd like to try to crack this thing.
You have to be a regular listener to crack the code.
Or, somebody concerned intelligence agencies. As long as you're listening there in Langley, Virginia, we're fine with that. Or, Quantico or wherever you might be. It's funny how everybody knows, just from watching TV, where CIA and the FBI are.
That's true, I know.
Nondescript Virginia cities. Funny part about that is anyone who actually doesn't know the story probably doesn't know the song either, as hard as that would be to imagine. Anyway, Deep Purple Mark II, consisting of Ian Gillan on vocals, Ritchie Blackmore on guitar, John Lord on keyboards, Roger Glover on bass, and the incredible Ian Pace on drums, was about to record its third album in that incarnation. They'd done quite well with Deep Purple in rock, which some heretics claim is their best ever. And Fireball, What I'm sure they were not expecting was that events surrounding the recording of this album would inspire what would become their signature song. The surprisingly thorough lyric tells the whole story, really, and the song must have practically written itself, at least the words. I'll just read them real quick because as long as the song is, there are only 3 verses and a chorus. The runtime is largely due to the extended instrumental jamming in typical Deep Purple fashion. So, quickly through the lyrics. We all came out to Montreux on the Lake Geneva shoreline. I mean, it's pretty specific, actually. To make records with a mobile, we didn't have much time. Frank Zappa and the Mothers were at the best place around, but some stupid with a flare gun burned the place to the ground. Smoke on the water, a fire in the sky. Smoke on the water. That's it. So when it started to go down, it was December 4th, 1971, when Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention were playing a show at the casino in Montreux.
Oh.
And so I always love it when bands name other bands or acts or something in their songs, but they pretty much had no choice on this one because it's a historical fact that the place burned down when Frank Zappa and the Mothers were playing. 80 minutes into the set, Don Preston was firing up his synthesizer solo during King Kong. Then someone in the crowd fired a flare gun, which quickly spread across the wooden ceiling, according to Ultimate Classic Rock.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was about an incident, but I didn't know it was about a real incident.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a real incident.
Wow.
And, I mean, they went there to record, obviously, without that song.
Right.
Yeah. The black smoke rising from the nearby Lake Geneva inspired the song's title.
Oh.
If the legend sounds too crazy to be true, just take a look at the lyrics for Smoke on the Water. They burned down the gambling house. It died with an awful sound, which is, it's funny, you think of gambling house, you figure some roadside place, this is actually a huge, fancy casino. But at the time of the concert, Deep Purple was staying in Montreux, using a sound truck rented from the Rolling Stones to record songs. The band escaped their rooms without incident, but were not spared in witnessing the horrific scene around them, which we'll hear more about. This is going on the second floor. There's a huge glass window which covers the whole front of the building from one side to the other. The glass smashes to the ground as the fire is raging, and all the people in the front started jumping out.
Oh, my God.
The building was on the second floor, as I said, and at least a half a floor up, so it was a bit of a jump there.
Yeah.
And it was only after the fire spread to the building's heating system that the fire caused an explosion. Though nobody was killed in the blaze, the casino was completely destroyed. Reduced to ashes.
Oh, my God.
As well as all of the band's equipment, except for, wait for it, a cowbell. If it was Blue Oyster Cult, I could see that would be significant.
That would be amazing, actually.
And through all this, we learn of a fellow they call Funky Claude. Here's the line. They burned down the gambling house. It died with an awful sound. Funky Claude was running in and out, pulling kids on the ground. When it all was over, we had to find another place. But Swiss time was running out. It seemed that we would lose the race. And this is the world's introduction. Now everybody knows who Funky Claude is. Switzerland's greatest hero, second only to the man who invented the army knife. Funky Claude was Claude Nobbs, founder and general manager of the Montreux Jazz Festival. Ergo Funky Claude. And why does he rate such heroic mention? Nobbs saved several young people who had hidden in the casino, thinking they would be sheltered from the flames. Nobbs, who had served as a volunteer fireman, knew the casino was actually not a safe place and acted immediately to get them out. So it probably saved their lives, This act earned him a mention in the song, and also on the inner liner of the original album, his picture was the only one labeled with a name other than those of the band members themselves. So he's there right alongside the band. This is Claude Nobbs. So he's a real hero. And lots of jamming, of course, in Deep Purple fashion. And the final verse. We ended up at the Grand Hotel. It was empty, cold, and bare, but with the rolling truck Stones thing just outside, making our music there. With a few red lights, a few old beds, we made a place to sweat. No matter what we get out of this, that's actually a lyric, I know we'll never forget. Well, as I said earlier, the resolution of the matter was they made the album they intended to make, plus a song that would never have crossed their minds if it didn't happen, of course, for real, unless they just made it up. Smoke on the Water, recorded, as they put it, in the Rolling Truck Stones thing outside, the Rolling Stones mobile studio, recording studio, which if you look at your liner notes, a lot of records have been made there, actually. No matter what we get out of this, I know we'll never forget. And that's for darn sure, because even in their extremist dotage of old age, the last recollection that will flicker through their minds is that iconic tune. Why, even during Ian Gillan's brief tenure with Black Sabbath, they performed Smoke on the Water live on tour. It's just one of those songs. As far as I know, though, he is no doubt out there somewhere feeling a twisted sense of pride at having inspired this timeless gem with his recklessness, the identity of the stupid with a flare gun remains unknown.
Wow. I didn't know it was based on anything real.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was just a story. I learned something.
Cool, dude.
I learned something. Okay, our next band is Ronan Conroy. I mean, how great a name is that? So cool. And it sounds like a person, but it's the name of the band. And the song's name is Double Helix. Also a damn cool name, a title rather, for a song. Oh, shit. And they are dark indie, alt rock, and folk. That is what they call themselves, right? And I think it's a perfect combination. So let's take a moment and listen to Ronan Conroy.
Say
Okay, so Double Helix. I have so much to say about this song. May I go first, sir?
You may.
So it's very new wave and goth, and I love the sound of this track from moment one. It's ethereal, but it's grounded, it's dark, but it's poppy in all the right places and ways. It really is. The harmonies are so beautiful, and I hate to use this word, but it's just the right word. They're haunting. They really are, and I love it. And here's what I hear. I hear Susie. I hear The Cure. I hear Joy Division. I hear Mazzy Star. I hear PJ Harvey with a side of Poe. I'm telling you, I just hear the best of all things. So it's a stunning song from a very gifted band that took all of the best parts of the artists I just named and made it their own. This is an absolute breath of fresh air, and I am super standing. I just want to say it.
Yes, and that's one of the interesting things about this is you don't know who you're listening to, because the song started with this like 80s U2 kind of heavy, percussive drum thing, with the vocal treatment. And it's like you don't know who or what you're listening to, how many people you're listening to. So I thought, Ronan, that's like a man's name and everything, but this sounds female. But now it's the band name. That makes more sense. Heaven only knows who's doing these amazing vocals. But it was super powerful. Like Yuki Kajura, a Japanese composer who does like anime soundtracks that are really, really brilliant. And it's kind of like that because it has that otherworldly thing going for it. I'm sorry, there's a lot of haunting out there. There's a lot of ghostly out there, but that's what you folks are sending. So, but then it's classic post-punk, like you said, that kind of Curie type thing. But it has this spacey Pink Floyd flirtation in the middle. But then it grounds itself again because it doesn't need to do anything else. It's great at what it is, and this is a group you suspect that one song's really not going to give you a handle on their sound because they probably do a lot of other things. That's why this one stays almost entirely in its sphere and does so brilliantly. Love it.
Absolutely. Again, just super happy to get these submissions, and they hail from New York. But the good news is you can find them on Facebook at Ronan Conroy Music, and that's RONANCONROY Music. I'm glad you like them as much as I did. I just think they have something really unique, really beautiful. They've taken all of these genres and really made them into something completely different, and I was just really blown away by that. So, all right. So from an amazing band to what I hope will be a very interesting feature. I'm still standing, but this is the band edition. So for this feature, we discuss bands or artists that had near-death experiences and lived to tell their story. So, REM. They were formed in 1980, and they're one of the most successful college rock bands of all time. And I will tell you, if I could earn the college rock banner, I would wear it with so much honor. REM is one of the best college rock bands ever, and I really feel like they're one of the bands that actually created that genre of music. They're a rock band, but they're college rock. That means they're smart people band, so they sold more than 90 million albums in their 31 years together. The band broke up in 2011 and broke the hearts of their diehard fans, of which I am one. I was absolutely floored and saddened when they broke up, but I understand. So now that I told you a little bit about the band, let's talk about what happened. In 1995, the band was on tour in support of their album Monster. Again, one of my faves. And during this tour, 3 of the group's 4 members would have to undergo surgery.
Wow.
So that sucks. That's like this sucks so bad. But let's talk about when this all happened. Well, in Switzerland on March 1st, REM was playing to a crowd of 20,000. Bill Berry, then REM drummer, began to feel a throbbing pain in his head, which he assumed was a migraine. And I will tell you, migraines feel that way. Mm-hmm. About 90 minutes into the show, the 36-year-old collapsed. He was suffering from a brain aneurysm. He was taken to the hospital that night where he was told he had to have a craniotomy the following day. And let's just put this into perspective. The survival rate for a brain aneurysm is about 60%.
Wow.
So he easily could have died on stage. And then, as if that weren't enough, they took a few months off, right? So March. So in May, the band restarted their tour with Bill on drums again. So he was in good shape, but Mike Mills had to have surgery to remove an intestinal tumor. Thank goodness it was benign. Holy crap. And then finally, Michael Stipe would take his turn on the operating table in August for a hernia. Bill Buck was the only member that was not part of the Monster Tour curse. Now, sadly, again, for all of us, Bill Berry would leave the band in 1997 and has been retired ever since, but he's certainly still standing at 64. In fact, he enjoys standing on his hay farm in Farmington, Georgia. Interesting fact, Bill never enjoyed being a drummer. He says, it's not the most musical instrument. I've never written a song on a set of drums. He prefers the acoustic guitar, but admits he was not good at acoustic guitar, which is why he played drums. And as we all know, two things happened. One, they continued as a trio for a while. Then they got a new drummer, and sadly, he passed away relatively recently. So we still have the original four.
Yeah, they're still standing.
They're still standing, and all four of them are still around. They just have retired from music in one way or another. Michael Stipe does his own thing on the side. Michael Mills does his own thing on the side, but they're never going to be REM again. I think they vowed not to get back together again, except when they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I believe that they all got together again, including Bill Berry, for that show. But otherwise, they don't do a lot of performing together.
They played that then, or they just show up?
Yes, they played that.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Well, I remember, I don't know which member it was, but I remember the member, a member, saying around that time, because I used to hang out with this guy who was big REM fan. So the first few albums, what is it, like Murmur?
Amazing, yeah. There's so many.
The first few albums I was very familiar with. I played them all. Later on, I didn't know there's so stuff so much, but they are an amazing band. College, I never thought about that. I mean, it seems almost a demeaning title.
Why?
But I remember one of the members saying, calling it the Aneurysm Tour, and I knew that one of them had that, and now you just told me who. But the Aneurysm Tour, very ghoulish. But so this was throughout the tour in different stops. When you said Switzerland, I thought, oh, Lord, they're all going to end up getting surgery in Switzerland, whereas Deep Purple and Frank Zappa almost got fried in Switzerland. It's just a place to stay away from.
But they had the best brain surgeon guy there, so it worked out really well.
Yeah, exactly. And wherever the rest of the tour, I'm sure they got the help they needed. But 3, what are the odds? I mean, when you say 3 band members are gonna, I did not know that story, except for somebody had an aneurysm. That's all I knew. So if you say 3 band members needed surgery, you assume it's one thing. It happened all at once, one fell swoop, one accident or something like that.
Nope, months apart.
Months apart. Just. Only one
within the same year.
Yep. Monster Tour indeed.
Yeah, so
terrible.
We have to go back because you said that it's kind of a demeaning. Why would college rock be a bad thing?
Well, I mean, it sounds very niche-y and it sounds very, I don't know, like the kind of thing that people will move on from when they get older. Adults wouldn't listen to it and everything. And I just don't think that's, 67-year-olds probably still listen to REM and college kids as well. So college rock to me sounds, like I said, very niche-y, very, I don't know. Like, you're going to outgrow it. It's just like, just like,
or that's where you found it.
It's like boy band or something like that.
But that's where you find it. You found it in college, and then you continue to. I mean, they were around for 31 years, so
that is.
I think college is a place where your mind is more open to discovering new things. So if you're used to music, and then you go to college, you just start to learn more about music, different kinds of music. You're exposed to. Stuff like jazz, you're exposed to all kinds of different things that change, I think, you forever. So to me, that is a badge of honor, and it's what got them where they are.
I think I could be big on the college circuit.
So, I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I'd like to be big on the college circuit, but it's a very, I think, specialized place, and I do think it's thought rock. It's people who are smart, people who are open, and I think it's a badge of honor. So, it's too bad that you think that, but I think it's a badge of honor, and I'd love to be
first
college
impression,
rock.
Only, Pumpkin. First impression.
I'd love to be college rock. I want to play on college campuses. I think they dig us, but anyway,
I suppose it's less of a dig name than yacht rock.
Yeah, I don't want to be yacht rock. So anyway, I'm still standing. They're all still standing, which is really, really great, and nobody died. So that's wonderful. So now we have one more artist for you, just one more. And this is punk, and it's Monkey Mind with a song called Mr. Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T, because I believe one of the band members' last name is Wright, and they're from Quebec. So here is Mr. Wright. All right, that was Monkey Mind and Mr. Right. I'll let you go first. You are the biggest punk-loving fan in the room, I can tell you that.
Well, it's funny because there's a lot of like the early punk stuff that I pretty much missed, but I do love punk. You're absolutely right. And this one started out with this, well, besides the guitars that we love so much,
fuck yeah.
Yeah. But that 80s new wave bass, there's a school of bass playing like you heard in the music of Joe Jackson and Elvis Costello that's just fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, better than, you can't malign punk if it's got musicianship like this in it.
It is, I wouldn't say that. I wrote here, seriously, the first thing is solid-ass musicians.
Absolutely. And the vocal is like, it's like an intelligent snarl. I mean, it's like I'm a snotty punk, but it's like, to me, it's like there's a keen intellect that is being reined in there to present it in this snarl. Kind of like the Sex Pistols. I mean, if you really listen to them, John Lydon wrote some strong lyrics and he delivered them in a very, very sharp way.
Absolutely.
And it kind of reminds me a little bit of that, but the song has 2.5 minutes, bang, 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 the eminent singability of like Green Day.
Oh yeah.
And I just want to say that it kicked me in the teeth.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah,
I feel okay with that.
That's not a complaint.
No, and I really liked the I kind of considered it phrasing, the way he was delivering the vocals. So I wrote it as phrasing, but I like what you said about it. And I liked that they used the harmonies like deliberately and in certain places you didn't expect it. It wasn't in the same place every time. So I really enjoyed that, and I thought they were great harmonies as well. And I like that it's super high energy. Like it keeps you up, and it's just this like audio assault the whole way through, and then you're just kind of done. It's a nice little outro that makes you feel like it's going to go on for a while and then just stops, which I always like. Is like they're just fucking with us, which is kind of fun. And yeah, I definitely got the Green Day inspiration, which we are both Green Day fans.
Yeah, you see, that's
room.
a good coming from us. That's a good.
We're huge Green Day fans. So to hear that, when I first heard it, I thought that too. I was like, oh.
If I say you sound like Blink 182, that's an insult. I wouldn't say that. That's fighting words. But Green Day, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Green Day is the shit. So I don't know who your influences are, but I will tell you, I think that they would be very honored to be in the same sentence with you, because we say, hey, they took nods from you. They're inspired by you. I think Green Day would be like, hell yeah, we like to hear that, and we can hear that in that track.
And they're known to bring people up on stage, too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you've seen that.
Yes.
Hey, kid, come on up here and play.
I love that. That's fucking amazing. So you can find Monkey Mind on Facebook at Lee, L-E-E, Monkey Mind. So thank you so much, Quebec, for that. Well, you know what? I'm getting a little sad.
Uh-oh.
I always do it this time, though. You know why?
It's like the I'm so glad we had this time together kind of thing. Carol Burnett.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, you see me? Don't I look a little lower?
Yeah, you seem to be kind of a little crestfallen.
Yeah, a little crestfallen, but what a wonderful ride. 3 shows today.
3 shows tonight. I have not had to resort to Morse code even once.
Right, your voice held out like a champ all night. Crazy. I attribute it to the medicine ball.
Starbucks medicine ball.
Hell yeah.
Only don't call it that.
Don't call it that. Call it citrus, honey, tea,
honey,
something.
Mint, citrus tea.
Yeah, some shit
just
like that.
Throw those words around.
Yeah, just
They'll
say
know what
honey,
you mean.
mint,
Honey,
citrus,
mint, citrus,
and they're like, oh, okay, we'll get that for you. All right, so I'll turn it over to you. Hang on a second.
Oh, this is a wrap-up. Okay. It's a wrap, as they say in the movie biz. All right, so that inexorably leads us to the time where we wrap up this puppy in a neat little blanket. Coming up, Winging It. And what the heck is Winging It? Maybe you don't know. Glad you asked. It's a short show about one music-related topic. No tracks, no features, just an informal chat where opinions and laughter are promised. And we offer up something new, anyway, every week. And we invite you to listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, Deezer, and many more. Always click subscribe and enable notifications. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at BOAF On Air, BOAF On Air. This is where we advertise our new themes. Is here for the first time, and she's telling me it's always been there.
It's always been there.
Always been there.
Not tells.
Tells your friends. Use tells your friends. Sounds like some cliche movie.
No, try again. Don't say tells.
You leave that out? Are you kidding? Okay. Tell your friends in bands to send in their music for Christina to listen to. We want to grow. She's over here. Why are you saying that?
Why?
We want to grow our flock. I don't want to take any credit for something I didn't do. You know? I show up, folks. That's
I say we in everything.
Well, I mean, it's figuratively speaking. You acting as my liaison, as my attaché, or I mean,
so basically, your slave, your servant.
No, nothing like that. Yeah. We need your help, okay, to grow our flock. Please share us on your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. feeds, whatever kind of feeds you might have where you feed people, feed them us. Share your birds with the world. And I really don't have much else, so I suppose that only leaves for you to say.
Let's get the flock out of here.
This has been Birds of a Feather on What the Flock Radio.